Here's our ghetto intro for today. Hello everyone, welcome to Foundation Pineapple, where we cover Kamen Rider toys and post a lot of other videos lately. But guess what? Very exciting. It's Peter Pan. Peter Pan, he's the man. It is the Peter Fantasista. God, I'm never gonna get used to saying that. It is the Wonderride book. This is from Kamen Rider Saber. This is the new season of Kamen Rider coming out in the fall of 2020. And so here is the first DX item. Kamen Rider always puts out one DX item early to get everybody excited. And Peter Fantasista, it'll probably show up in Kamen Rider 01 towards the end. It's usually what happens. Yeah, this is Peter Fantasista. We're taking a look at the box art here. It shows that it goes into the belt on the third slot. We'll go over that in a little bit, actually, because it's actually tells you on the book. It's interesting. But here's a preview of what he looks like when he wears this. As you can see, the book, he goes into the third slot, and it covers up his left side. I want to say half and side at the same time. With Peter Fantasista, let's open it up and get this toy going. There we are. And so this is the Peter Fantasista. Actually, let's let the voice say it. Pretty nice. This is the Wonderride book from Kamen Rider Saber. A backup henshin item, an upgrade item, whatever you'd like to call it. There's a lot of interesting things when I first opened this. I've been doing this for a handful of years, but I've purchased thousands of toys and so I've seen a lot of these things. This is the first DX item, and I keep like looking through my stuff, just eyeballing it and trying to think back. This is the first DX gimmick item that only requires 2 watch batteries. Normally they always require 3. It's been that since Lock Seeds, Gaia Memories, all that. It's always 3 of those batteries. This one only requires 2, which is interesting. Sometimes the Gachapon or candy versions only require 2, but we'll find out about that later. I have also pre-ordered the first candy box set, and those will come when they release in Japan. They just released in Japan the other day, so the importer has not even received them yet. But they're coming soon too. But let's look at this DX item. As we see here, you may notice these little symbols. You got some there. You got some down here. They actually translate to actual words. These ones say Peter Fantasista. These ones say Kamen Rider. There's actually a translation out there. I'm not sure where it originated. I first saw it on the YouTube channel Crane Joe, who does a lot of Toku stuff. So yeah, so there's a legend, so you can actually read all this stuff. There's a lot of letters. And I started to try to translate this, and it was either not real words or it was in Japanese and I didn't understand it, so I'm not going to double translate. That's so much extra work. But one thing I did notice when I was looking at the toy catalogs and then actually having it, this here, there's the 3 slots on the front of the book, and if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be on all the other items. You know, as you see on the box, it goes in the 3rd slot. So what I'm imagining is on all of the books, and let's see if we, I don't know if you can even tell looking at the picture, but on here it's just the first one that's redded on the Brave Dragon. So he goes into the 1st slot. This one goes into the 3rd When we get the set of candy ones, there's 4, and they're all in different things. So it clearly is supposed to go in a certain slot. I don't know that it means that it can't be activated by other ones. But let's get into the sounds. I've already pulled the tab because I've been playing with this a little bit. It's a nice loud book. The speaker's very exposed. I imagine when it's in the belt that there'll be a bit of a gap to help the sound come out more. And that's probably why it's so exposed, is because it was going to be sitting in this slightly hefty belt, it looks like. And so the first thing that you do with these Wonderride books apparently is you open the first page. And so when you open it, see this, it's got this little nub here. This is our first activation. So that is something story, obviously. That's activated by this little thing pushing back here. So if I just rest it, it doesn't do it, but all you have to do is do a little. And then this will be interesting if you take a peek here. That button has the exact same activation to the point where this button activates moving this. So I don't know that them both moving in unison, if that was for engineering wise, or if that's some sort of gimmick wise where we'll see this do something, or pushing this move this to do something. Who knows? Anything is possible. I love the mechanics of these books. So let's get into what the rest of the buttons do, because that's how we get to our next page. But let's take a look here. Like, as I said, these are real words. I'm not sure what they are. And, you know, these can all be translated. There's the QR code that takes you to the Bandai website. I actually didn't scan it today, but when I scanned it from the catalogs, the website wasn't set up yet. And so that's one page. So then you're supposed to close the book, and then you would place it in the belt. And then I need a little tool. Let's get my pen cap. No editing, because I'm cutting it all on my phone. Alright, so I got my pen cap. So once you put it into the belt, this would stay down. And so in pressing this button, which would be activated in the sword, in the belt by pulling the sword out, and then pull it out. So I see now I'm tempted to try pressing down both buttons while they're in the belt, because it just dawned on me that I hadn't seen that. So let's actually give that a try. It's going to be a little complicated, but I want to see if there's another. I cannot pull it off. I'll have to print something on my 3D printer to do it all. As far as I know, that's not how it's affected. I haven't seen... I've watched the Japanese ones. These are the only sounds that I've seen them get out of it. If I'm missing something, I'll probably just delete this and create a whole new video, maybe. Or just add on to. Who knows? Or update. But let's take a look inside the book, regardless. Inside the book, there's a lot of information, translates. But the interesting thing here is this is the arm. And so what I noticed, if you look at the box, there's Saber, and there's his left arm. And then he doesn't have a right arm in the picture. And then there it is. This is his right arm. And even when you have all three on there, they would open up and the Lion Senki would be the centerpiece and would cover up that head. Whereas this would cover... And so it's interesting that that's how it displays in these books. They're going to show what the form is as a story, as like a picture story. So what we have here, I imagine, is the power of magic because of the flying and the fairies, and the power of Captain Hook. So he's going to have some big wanking hook on there. Should be pretty rad. And that's all the sounds. It's all your buttons. That one's that one. That one's that one. And then this one pops this open. As you can see, because I didn't toss my pen cap away. All this does, it just moves that inner latch. Like, I can feel that there's no, like, it's not activating any electronics whatsoever. So if I have this down, same exact thing. So what this popping open is actually doing is activating this button. So yeah, so doing both buttons at the same time wouldn't do anything. As we figured out live here, folks, that this just does that hinge. Because I can actually feel it now as I'm doing it. Like, that just does that hinge. And so that is the Peter Fantasista Wonderride book from Kamen Rider Saber, as presented by Foundation Pineapple. For size comparisons, this is a 3D printed progress key I made to show specificate. Oh, this is the show specification one. This is not the DX size one. It's not that far off. They're tiny. These items. Let me go grab my progress key. Okay, I think a kitten hid my progress key, so we're going to use a Gashat as a size comparison. So we all know that the Gashats were slightly smaller as toys than they were in the show. And we've seen the show ones in close-up that are, you know, laughably not the real things. But, like, even just for DX sizing purposes, it's a tiny little item. Like, it's just... If this was pushed into here, I think the Gashat and the Wonderride book would be about the same at the bottom, not including this entire top piece. But yeah, they're not big, but they pack some nice sounds. I imagine that fancier ones like the 01 Legend one and the Brave Dragon, the actual Rider one, will probably have a couple more sounds, might do a couple more things. And so, but for now, it's a fine item. But it's definitely a cost-efficient item. It's smaller. It only uses 2 batteries. And as we're going to find out in the next video, the candy ones don't even make sound. Nope. All right. Thanks for stopping by. If the quality was a little weird for you, I agree. I have been meaning to upgrade some things. Haven't gotten around to it. But I have started buying toys again, especially from Saber, just trying to get the new stuff. So I want to get videos out. So for a while, this is the format right here on my desk. No edit, no intro, no outro, just here you go, info. I hope you enjoy. Share it around if you like my stuff. FoundationPineapple.com has links to anything that I'm working on currently. And if it looks like I'm not working on something that you were interested in, let me know. I'll start working on it again.